I know some might wonder from back when we were younger what happened, why I disappeared, where I went. When I was 16, I moved to Fort Wayne, Indiana by myself, and ended up in a abusive relationship. And the reason why I went to Fort Wayne, Indiana was because I was trying to make a better life, or thinking I can make a better life for myself. I don't regret moving there. I actually love it up there. One day when I'm rich, I want to buy a house up there and go up there in the summertime. I don't like the cold, so. But I moved up there when I was 16 to be with this boyfriend that I had at the time. And the reason why I thought that I could make better of myself by making that move was because at the time I wasn't living at home. Stepdad had kicked me out, and the law had kicked me out. We had gotten to a major fight. He had went after my mom, and at that time, you know, when I got older and stuff, you know, I would step up and defend her. And so one night he went after her, and it all started because a friend of mine had came over to the house and knocked on my window. Everybody knew that he worked nights because we were riding our bikes earlier, and I had put his money in my pocket because he didn't have pockets. So I put his money that he had in my pocket so that way he didn't lose it. Well, he needed it. And so he came by, knocked on the window, and I met him at the front door to give him his money. Well, my stepdad thought that, I don't know what he thought, but he went off because he was off that night. And I mean, everyone was just trying to be respectful because they knew he worked nights. So he decided to go after my friend. Like, you know, he just came by so I could give him his money that I had in my pocket, like, you know. And well, he went after him. And then I think maybe, I don't remember what happened after that, but he went after my mom. And I ended up snapping, blacking out, whatever, because I was just at a breaking point at that moment. I stood up to him, and he jumped on me, and I was curled up in a ball while he's punching me, pulling my hair out. 16-year-old female. Actually, I don't even think I was 16 at the time. I think I was maybe close to 16. But yeah, punching me, pulling my hair out. I finally break away, and I go grab his, you know, and I pointed at him. And also within this story is why I believe in God too. Because I didn't know how to work it. They had showed me how to work it in case anyone tried to break in and I was there by myself. But the safety was on, and that safety was locked. Like, it was not coming off. And I was really trying to get that safety off, and I was pulling that trigger. I was gonna kill him that night. So finally, I give it to my mom because I'm thinking, you know, what if something was to happen and I accidentally hurt her? Like, I could not live with myself. So I give it to her, and around this time, he's doing like he usually does. He runs outside and he pulls the phone lines and everything so that nobody call for help or anything. I ended up running out the house. I don't remember if he came back after me, or I don't remember. A lot of it's still, you know, is a blur. But I remember I ran out the house and I ran down the street and I ran down to my friend Nikki's house. And her mom was like a mom to me too. And I stayed a lot of nights over there. And I remember knocking on their door, and I don't even remember who answered it. It might have been Nikki. I don't even know what all I said or anything, but she thought I was playing, whatever it was. She thought I was playing at first. And then I guess I dropped down to my knees and was just bawling, crying and everything. And then, you know, she was like, okay, no, she's serious. Because I was known to, like, play jokes and, you know, be silly and stuff, you know. And so Mama Kathy, which is what I call her, came there, and my mom ended up going down there too. And that's when the police were called, because like I said, he had unplugged the phone lines where couldn't anyone call for help. So the police come, and you know, they go down there and they interview him, and you know, there's some cops that come down there to their house and they interview me and mom and everything. And I was told that I was not allowed to go back home, and that we were not allowed to be near each other. I mean, which I can understand that, but I was not allowed to go back home. Me, 15, close to 16, maybe 16, I don't even remember. Like, I don't even remember where my 16th birthday was at, you know. So I ended up moving in with them, with Nikki and Mama Kathy. They took me in. And I remember that night the cop was, you know, like recording our interview and stuff. And I haven't talked about this stuff in years. Y'all gonna have to excuse me. He had told me I could be facing 10 years. 10 years in prison with grown-ups because I pulled a gun on him, even though he jumped me and was beating me. I wasn't allowed to go home. So he didn't press any charges on me, which I don't even know why that would be an option. But I'm glad he didn't, because, like I said, I was facing 10 years. That's what the cop told me. So, being that young, you know, I'm scared, you know. I was scared. And they said if that gun would have went off, that I would have been facing 20 to life. And y'all don't know how hard I tried for that safety to go off. I tried so hard. But luckily, it did not go off. God was really looking out, because I even told the officers, you know, like, wouldn't that be self-defense? I mean, I'm a kid, you know, and a girl, and he's a lot stronger than me. And they said no, I couldn't claim self-defense because he did not have a weapon, even though he was on top of me, beating me, pulling my hair out. I could not claim self-defense. I ended up moving with, I don't really remember what happened after all that, if there was any kind of court, I don't know. But I ended up moving in with Nikki and Mama Kathy and Nikki's sister Amber, the little sister. And I stayed there. I don't even know how long I stayed there for. I ended up moving with someone else that was right down the road from the high school that I went to, and I could walk to school. And I don't even remember the reason why I moved there or what happened. I was needing to pay rent. And well, I was supposed to be getting child support at the time, which, I mean, child support was being sent. It's just I didn't get it. My stepdad was still my child support. So whenever mom could intercept the mail and get it, you know, she would give it to me so that way I could buy things I needed, like food and necessities. But I didn't have any money to put in for rent or anything. So my ex at the time had talked me into moving up there and saying, you know, I could go to school up there and yada yada yada, made it seem so good. And so I'm thinking, well, you know, yeah, I can't get a job here. You know, it's not really too much I can do here to survive or make it on my own. So I went up there and moved with him. So then I ended up in another bad situation. So, but I am thankful that I did go up there, because I did end up with more family and got my first son. So I am very thankful for that. Like, even when I did live in the house with my mom and stepdad, he would steal my child support, like I said before, that I would get from my dad, and use it on him, whatever he wanted. So, and when it came to things I needed, like if I needed deodorant or, you know, things that a normal person needs, you know, like I would literally have to go steal it just to have it. And I didn't like that, but I mean, it was either steal it or do without. I mean, I didn't have any money. I didn't have a job. I was too young to get a job. So that's how it was. And I mean, my mom, she could only do so much, I guess. I mean, he was the one making all the money and, you know, had money for everything, but, you know, the family that he had, or whatever you call us. But yeah, I really don't. And it's like the more I try and remember things, it's like the more it's, I don't know, like the more it's blocked, if that makes sense. But that's pretty much where I went and what happened when I disappeared. So, yep, I got to finish 9th grade of high school and half a 10th. So, I didn't get graduation. I didn't get prom. I missed out on a lot. So, and I normally don't get emotional. I try not to. I usually try and stay strong and not show any emotion, because that's just how he, I guess, taught me. You know, like, you're weak if you have emotions, or you're weak if, you know, you cry or something. You know, you need to man up, you know. You need to man up. Yeah, man up. So I'm gonna take his own advice.
20 steps ahead. Now with a better view, biographical. Whatever your typical, be original from military mindset.